Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Monday, August 5th, 2024, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, Cash App, $, ORION, NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Philadelphia Phillies versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 10 minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and I'll get into the starting lineups. Let's get it. And on the thumb, on the left, we have Bryce Harper. And on the right, it is showtime. Shohei Ohtani. And a big reason why I'm going to be here today, now these are the two best teams in the National League. This could end up being an NLDS, NLCS, possibility. And one of these teams could end up being the champion here in 2024. And you could argue this might be the best matchup in baseball right now, American League or National League. I mean, I love it when we go against the Yankees, but right now the Phillies and Dodgers have great records, right? The Dodgers right now are 65-47, 34-20 at home, very dominant. And then you got the Phillies right there, one more record, 66-45 with a 28-24 away record. So this is going to be very close. Now the Phillies won all 3 games in Philadelphia early in the season, pretty easily as well. July 9th, 10-1. July 10th, 4-3. And then on July 11th, 5-1. So the Dodgers have not been able to beat the Phillies, but all 3 games were in Philadelphia. So don't be surprised if the Dodgers end up winning 2 out of 3 or possibly sweep the Philadelphia Phillies. It's going to be tough, though. We know both of these teams are the real deal. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Philadelphia Phillies. And obviously, the Mariners just got wrapped up playing the Phillies, and they have the day off today. I wasn't going to pass on this matchup, and then we're going to get right back into it tomorrow starting at 6:30 Pacific. The Detroit Tigers come to town, and we're going to go Tigers versus Mariners tomorrow. Leading off for the Phillies, DHing for Philadelphia, Kyle Schwarber. Batting second, playing shortstop for Philadelphia, Trey Turner. Batting third, playing first base, it's BH Bryce Harper. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, third baseman, Alec Bohm. Batting fifth, playing center field, Duck Dynasty himself, Brandon Marsh. What a beard. I love it. Batting sixth, playing right field, Nick Castellanos. Batting seventh, playing second base, Bryson Stott. Batting eighth, playing left field, Austin Hayes. And batting ninth, catching tonight for the Phillies, Garrett Stubbs. And on the mound for the Philadelphia Phillies, one of the best in the big leagues, 11-4 record, an ERA of 3.43. It is Aaron Nola. It's going to be a tough one here today. Now let's get into starting lineups here for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And the game is on MLB Network if you guys want to watch along. Leading off for the Dodgers, DHing Shohei Ohtani. Batting second, the former Blue Jay and Mariner, left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. Let's go, Teo. Batting third, playing first base. Welcome back. His son ended up going to the hospital, needed to be in a ventilator to breathe. Looked like he was going to almost die, but the son pulled through. Freddie is back. Freddie Freeman. And you're going to hear a loud pop on every opportunity when they mention Freddie's name. First game back from his son got out. I think the son is still in the hospital, but at least off the ventilator. And it looks like the son is going to make a full recovery. And it was a very tough decision for Freddie to even play today. So he's going to give it a go. A very emotional game, Phillies and Dodgers. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, catching tonight for Los Angeles, Will Smith. We ain't talking the Fresh Prince, baby. Batting fifth, playing second base, Gavin Lux. Batting sixth, my favorite utility player in the major leagues that's not on the Mariners, third baseman, Kike Hernandez. Batting seventh, playing right field, Jason Hayward. Batting eighth, playing center field, Andy Paez. And batting ninth, playing shortstop, the former Giant, Nick Ahmed. And on the mound for the Dodgers with an 8-6 record, an ERA of 3.50, it is Tyler Glasnow. Let's go, baby. It's going to be a very good matchup here. And again, probably the best matchup in Major League Baseball this season. Phillies won all 3 games at home, and we'll see what we're going to get here this evening. Let's go. Matt in the building, what's good? I saw you with your Bo Nix post. Great job, man. And again, you don't really see a lot of those play breakdowns, in training camp or preseason time. So I love what you did there. Keep on doing that. Let's go. Let's get to 100 in donos. Let's do it. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. We're going to try to get to 20 likes within the first hour, 30 to 50 overall, and 100 in the donos on every single stream. And if you got a Twitter/X, I do have a post. If you want to like and retweet it, it'll help get us more people here, and it would be greatly appreciated. I got a chance to watch a little bit of Monday Night Raw a couple hours ago. Very, very good. Megan starting off our dono train early with a 50 and a 10er. Thank you so much. You are the best. I love you and I appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little cactus jack, bang, bang. And we've been able to see Shepard Williams, Mr. Williams, Megan, and a few others, as well as DX come up big, as well as Reefer Boys. Thank you so much. Let me know what you want to do for photos, and I'll get that sprinkled in. I hope you're feeling a little bit better today. And she didn't even wait for anybody to be able to match her or throw in another dono. She says, let me go ahead and just do 2 right off the bat. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, another 10er. You are the best. Bang, bang. We are at 60, more than halfway through the goal before the first pitch. You are awesome. I love you, and I appreciate you. I got you. I love you too. You're the man. And again, we go through the ups and downs. And again, I'm going to give my energy to people that are going to give energy back to me. And again, I am closer to a lot of the people that are in the room here than people that I actually, live near in Oregon. So don't let people tell you can't build good relationships over the internet. Now, there's internet dating, and that might be a little suspect, swiping left and swiping right. But when you're on the NWSF, you start off as fans, you turn into friends, and then some of us are family. And Odin, we are family. Let's go. Smash that like button, baby. Darren in the building. What's good? Let's go. Absolutely. Well, also, too, Darren, this is the best matchup in baseball this year in the National League. Dodgers and Phillies, based off record. One of these 2 teams could end up being in the World Series, representing the National League. And I like seeing the best of the best of the best. And also, Darren, my dad's been a Dodger fan since the 1950s. So, again, if I had a second team, I'm not going to claim them as my own, but I always root for them and watch them, whenever I can, the Los Angeles Dodgers. But you're on it, baby. Let's go. And we're going to root for Teo. But there's a lot of players that I like. Mookie Betts is injured. Love him. Freddie Freeman is back. Love him. Shohei Ohtani. Love him. Teoscar Hernandez. Love him. Clayton Kershaw. Love him. So, there's a lot of guys that I love besides the old school guys like Sandy Koufax, Don Drysdale, Oral Hershiser, Kurt Gibson, Hideo Nomo, Mike Piazza. I can go on and on and on, baby. Let's go. We're at 60. Let's get it, baby. Let's go. DX in the building. What's good? How are you? Let's go, baby. No worries. Thank you so much. You always do whatever you can do at any point. Anson. I finished The Boys, season 4, obviously this morning, so I'm all done with that. There's nothing really left on Prime for me able to keep the subscription. Definitely, not everyone will connect, but it definitely is a must-watch if you like Marvel, DC, or superhero things. But what I'm doing now is I'm getting into Umbrella Academy, even though I ended up watching the first 3 seasons when they came out live. But I want a refresher because in about 4 or 5 days, the final season of Umbrella Academy is coming out. Same type of thing with sci-fi and superheroes coming out on Netflix. Let's go. Let's get it, Betty. Let's get it. And I'll get the Ansons prep for you. And on the mound for the Dodgers, 8-6 record, 3.50 ERA. Tyler Glasnow, baby. Let's go. Leading off for the Phillies, Kyle Schwarber. First pitch on the corner for a strike, 0-1 count. And Schwarbs has got that ability to go yard, and he's one of the best players in Major League Baseball. And if you're looking at guys that DH, definitely one of the best. There's going to be a lot of strikeouts, but there's going to be a lot of home runs and big RBIs. And Glasnow is going to have to be careful in the strike zone early and often, especially with the first few guys in the lineup. Schwartz, Trey Turner, the former Dodger, love him as well. And as well as BH, Bryce Harper. Let's go, baby. Into the dirt. 2 straight balls. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the game is on MLB Network if you guys want to be able to watch along. Daniel in the building, what's good? But again, I could always take a day off when the Mariners aren't playing. But, I always said that I want to do about 5 to 15 games of the Dodgers if possible to make up for the 5 or 15 that I might miss with Seattle, depending on if it's on early morning or there's a WWE pay-per-view on instead or PLE like there was with SummerSlam. But again, Phillies Dodgers, tell me one matchup in baseball that's better than that, even if you're not a fan of either 2 of these teams. If you're looking at the record, 66-45, 65-47. There's not very many matchups that are going to compare to this. Maybe, for Mariner fans, it would be like Mariners-Yankees. That would be exciting. Mariners-Orioles, that's exciting. But as far as like a global, broadcast, Phillies-Dodgers, you could probably argue is the best matchup in baseball this year. Phillies won all 3 games at home. The Dodgers are trying to get some payback. 3-2 pitch. Got him. There we go. Yes, sir. And I love the Oregon play in Los Angeles. Nice job, Tyler Glasnow. Nice K, baby. Next up, the former Dodgers shortstop, Trey Turner. Prison Break, yes, I have. I haven't watched every single episode through the show, but I've seen a few of the shows, and it definitely looks like a show that would be, worth watching. Just like 24, that was out with Kiefer Sutherland back in the day as well. I like that action and a lot of the anticipation, and there's like gun battles and whatnot and drama. But I'm going to try to get into some of the newer shows, and then I can go into maybe some of the older shows. But yeah, I haven't seen it all the way through, but I've heard it's very, very good. Top of the first, 0-0, Phillies and Dodgers, 1 away. Schwarbs with the strikeout. 0-2 count from Glasnow to Trey Turner. Dribbler towards third base, foul. Let's go, baby. And we're at 60. Get to a hundo, 40 to go. And we want to shoot for 20 likes within the first hour, 30 to 50 overall. And typically when I do Dodgers, we're still going to get over 1,000 views. So at the very least, big swing and a miss. See you later, Trey Turner. 500 to 800 views on the low end, but on the high end, we might get 1,000 to 1,500 depending on, as the game goes on. So we'll see how it goes. There we go. Trey Turner with a punch out. See you later, Glasnow, 2 down. Next up, first baseman Bryce Harper. Let's go. And I don't think we're going to have a day off until maybe next Monday. We're going to be continuing doing Mariner games all the way through. But I believe next Monday, the Dodgers are going to be playing when the Mariners have a day off. And I believe Clayton Kershaw is going to be pitching. So if that's the case, I'm definitely going to be doing that. So we're not going to have too many days off this month, maybe 1 or 2, and that's it. So it's going to be a big, big grind. And especially with football season coming around, we might not have very many days off from now till February. Pitch is high and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Grim is great. The Flash is great as well. Yeah. Walking Dead. After Rick, kind of disappeared, it wasn't really as good, as those episodes when he was in it, Rick Grimes, but, that is another good show as well. Chopper towards first base, foul by Bryce Harper. And I thought they did a pretty good job on the Flash movie, even though they didn't have the same character from the show on WB, who I thought did a fantastic job. It's one of the best superhero shows that's just on a normal network, and I don't think it got enough credit, The Flash. Pitches inside, 3 balls and 1 strike at the knees. Let's go, baby. But Grimm is one of my favorite shows of all time. That's like True Blood, Game of Thrones, Dexter. I can watch that over and over and over, and I never get tired of it. And I usually watch it every about, maybe 3 to 6 months because I just want to be able to get, back in tune with those characters. Pitch right down the middle for a strike. Takes a strike looking. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Bryce Harper. Big swing and a miss. Got him. 3 batters, 3 strikeouts. Hell on Wheels is going to be in the bucket. But again, I have to be in the mood for it, and again, anytime it ends up being, and I do like time period shows, and it doesn't really matter if it's going to be, Deadwood, where it's like the Cowboys, or even a show like Bridgerton that's normally towards like a female audience, but I'll give everything a shot. Especially when you end up hanging around different girls here and there, having girlfriends and whatnot, and then you kind of get sucked into a show, and then you end up watching a show that maybe you normally would never watch, but I always like to keep an open mind no matter what it is. Okay, baby, nice job by Tyler Glass now. Sit him down. 1, 2, 3. See you later. Nice job. Next up here for the Dodgers, and let's get some photos up here for Megan. And if you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. Leading off for the Dodgers, DHing Showtime, Shohei Ohtani. The former Blue Jay and Mariner left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. We saw him in the home run derby, but again, they got to go back to the old rules. And making his debut back, missing a few days because his son was in the hospital. Big, big pop, first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Let's go. But I will get the hell on wheels. I will be doing your recommendations. It's just a matter of time. But again, I've been anticipating Umbrella Academy for a long time, so I'll do that. And then if there's nothing else, maybe I'll end up dipping into the hell on wheels. But I do like time period shows for sure. Shogun was great. If you're looking for new shows to watch, The Bear is great. The Boys is great. Really the only show that came out within the last couple months that might have been a little bit of a disappointment, House of the Dragon. Season finale was last night, and that season really wasn't that great. And then The Acolyte could have been better. I think that it wasn't terrible, but again, it definitely wasn't one of their best. That's for damn sure. Appreciate you. I'll get you more photos as we go in between the innings. Appreciate you very, very much. $60 dono. We got 40 to go. Let's get it, baby. And you already know what it is. 2 of the best baseball players on the planet. Here we go. DHing for the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani. Really, the only other matchup that I feel that gives you these type of vibes is either Dodgers-Phillies or Dodgers-Yankees. Because obviously Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani are the 2 best players on the fucking planet. And anytime those 2 teams play, it ends up being must-see TV. But, when you do have Kyle Schwarber, right, Trey Turner, and Bryce Harper, there's a good chance almost all of those guys, at least 2 of the 3 will be in the Hall of Fame. And depending on if the Phillies can win some World Series, maybe all 3 of them will be. Schwarber is kind of maybe on the outside looking in, but Bryce Harper and Trey Turner will probably be Hall of Famers for sure. Let's go. Ooh, Teen Wolf. Pitches low at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. But I got a very, different type of personality outside of the show. I love sports. I'm a sports fanatic, obviously, hence the name, right? But I like Discovery Channel, History Channel, Nat Geo, and I like watching a lot of stuff on Prime and Netflix and Hulu and all the different, subscribing channels that we have to, get for those apps popped up by Ohtani. Should be a routine play. Alec Bohm is there, one away. Get him next time, Shohei. Batting second, left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. Let's go, Teo. Let's bring that electricity like you did in the home run derby. And you've been absolutely fantastic after you left the Mariners and ended up signing with the Dodgers. And if the Dodgers were smart, they would end up having Teo, on the team for, the rest of his career. That would be the smart thing to do. Thank you, Megan, for the like and the share. I appreciate you. And shout out to Megan, Lauren, Matt, and Odin's son for the likes and the shares on the post. I appreciate you guys very, very much. 267 average, 23 homers, and 71 ribbies for Teoscar Hernandez. He's been fucking great. We could really use that bat in Seattle, but again, it was kind of known that he was going to leave. Let's go, baby. 4 more likes to get to double digits. 3 more likes to get to double digits. If you haven't got to smash the like button yet, please do. Let's get to 10 within the first half hour. 20, obviously, within the first hour overall. 324 average since July 1st, which is 4th in Major League Baseball. 1-1 pitch. Did he go around? No, he did not. Or did he? Oh, he did. Said it was in the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And we'll have to see what Aaron Nola does here against the Dodgers. Let's go, Teo. One-two pitch from Nola to Teoscar. Teoscar hit right up the middle. Throw to first. 2 away. All right, now you're about to hear the loudest pop in Dodger Stadium, maybe in a long time. Everybody knows about his son, that almost died, is in the hospital on a ventilator, obviously couldn't breathe on his own, and he was in the hospital day in and day out, and this is going to be a lot of love and a lot of support because even the owners and everyone a part of the organization said he can take as much time as he wants off until you feel okay with your son, and what a warm welcome as everyone stands with a big standing ovation for Freddie Freeman, one of my favorite players in the big leagues. How can you not root for a guy like that? Maybe he has got the best eyes out of any player in the box in this generation. Prayers up to Freddie, his wife, and his son. Let's go. I mean, especially when he was talking to the media and he was crying a few times, it's real emotional when it ends up touching home to being someone in your family, let alone a son or a daughter. So, even though I don't got children of my own, Paisley Pup is the closest thing that I have, but I can only imagine what he was going through. Let's go, Freddie. First pitch to Freddie as they chant his name. Freddie, Freddie, Freddie. Let's go. Prayers up for Max. 1-0 pitch from Nola to Freeman. Pitch is high, good eyes, 2 balls and no strikes. And I don't think I've seen anyone that has more plate discipline than Freddie Freeman. Prior to Freddie Freeman, it'd be guys like Ichiro, Tony Gwynn, guys like that, Pete Rose. But Freddie is definitely in that caliber. 2 balls and no strikes, 2-0 pitch. Right down the middle for a strike. Big swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. 8 long days in the ICU. Look how small he is, too. Max is tiny. Prayers up. Yeah, I mean, he's a super emotional guy and super genuine. Everyone in Atlanta loved him. Everyone in LA loves him. There really isn't anything you can ever say bad about Freddie Freeman. He's a fucking class act, man. And if you think about it, when you got Mookie back from his injury, Mookie, Shohei, Freddie, Teoscar. Like, name 4 better players in a row than that. It'd be tough press to find 4 better players than those 4. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, and down goes Freddie. But hopefully he'll be able to get at least a hit or 2 before the game ends. Let's get some more photos up here for Megan. End of the first inning, 0-0 Phillies and Dodgers. Next up for Philadelphia, third baseman Alec Bohm. Batting 5th, center fielder, Duck Dynasty, Brandon Marsh. And batting 6th, right fielder, Nick Castellanos. Get some photos in here. Sprinkle them in between innings. I mean, I got the Billy the Kid file in here too. We'll get some Stefan in, whatever you want. We'll get all of the individuals for the donos. I appreciate you. In between innings, if you end up donating, and we'll throw up whatever you like, whatever your favorite thing is at the moment. I got you. See if I can squeeze in 1 or 2 more here before we get back. And we're at 60, 40 to go. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. And I feel I'll enjoy Hell on Wheels more than Deadwood. And not that Deadwood was bad, but I'm definitely going to get into it. It's already in the queue, so. Alec Bohm leading off here. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. Last now. Bohm right up the middle. Throw to first. 1 away. There we go. Nice job by Tyler. Wheeling and dealing, baby. Let's go. First pitch strikes are very key against Philadelphia. Working that strike zone early and often. Having good control. Alec Bohm, see you later. Next up, Mr. Duck Dynasty himself. Center fielder, best beard in baseball, Brandon Marsh. Pitches outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah. Cool. It's a very interesting story to get into. Really. Yeah, I think some children don't recover. They said for Freddie's kid, Max, that they assume that he should be able to make a full recovery. But again, sometimes there's complications, so. Big swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. That's a good strike. I like that, Odin. I mean, if I'm going to watch, like old school, like that type of vibe, cowboy type shit, it depends if it's going to be modern day, like Yellowstone with Kevin Costner, or if it's going to be like an old school type of vibe, in like the gold rush, whether it's in the 18 or 1900s. Got him. Brandon Marsh, Duck Dynasty, sit down. But again, and I don't mind like swearing in shows and whatnot, but it kind of it seemed a little repetitive to me. It was all the motherfucker, drink some whiskey, motherfucker. These guys shoot these guys, arguments here. This guy gets stabbed. This, I don't know. Like some of the show, had that action and that intensity, you know what I mean? But I kind of wish that they traveled a little bit more instead of just being in the town pretty much the whole time. And there are some really good cast members in Deadwood. I mean, it's a critically acclaimed show. But again, for me, it was like the first few episodes in the first season were really fucking slow. And I get it. You have to have dialogue to build up the characters. But for me, it was like a little bit too much talking, not enough action. And if I don't get enough action within the first couple episodes, I get bored and I lose interest. So, it is what it is. Castellanos popped up, back to the warning track. Oh, he missed it. Wow. Go. Castellanos rounding second, going to third. Stand-up triple for Nick Castellanos. Now, Raw was good today, brother. Nice job by Nick. Next up, second baseman, Bryson Stott. I think it's like, everyone's going to have certain things that they like and that they don't like. Like for me, I didn't really like Deadwood that much. I like The Boys. You didn't like The Boys, Megan, and you love Deadwood. So again, agree to disagree. Some of us are going to like things a little bit more than others. Some of us are going to like actors and actresses and the plot and the storyline more than others. And I'm going to agree, with most of the people with their suggestions and what they like, or if it's like a critically acclaimed show, or if it's something like, Dexter or Game of Thrones, but again, also too, like True Blood is one of my favorite shows of all time, and not everyone likes that show. So nice little squeeze, 1-0 Philadelphia. Yeah, like I said, it's we like this, and some other people might, have a different opinion, but that's why we end up, kind of sharing our thoughts on the show. Not every single person is going to be alike. We have a lot of different differences, despite just being male or female or different age or different parts of the country, But again, it's always nice to be able to share what the new shows are or movies that we like, and then we can, watch them and then kind of break them down if we like them or not. Ripped it towards left field, and now the Phillies are starting to roll. He's going to third. Safe. Wow. 1-0 Philadelphia. Brandon in the building. What's good? Yeah, but like True Blood is one of my favorites of all time, and I feel like, to me, I can watch True Blood over and over and over again, even more than Dexter or Game of Thrones. Like for me, Dexter and Game of Thrones is once or twice a year. I can watch it from beginning to end, but sometimes I think it depends on the characters and who you love. And I think with me, I love more of the characters in True Blood than any show that I pretty much have watched, even though I like Grimm. I like, Game of Thrones. I like Dexter. There's a lot of shows that are, at the top for me. But something about, that cast and the way that show is portrayed and the gore and just the, vibe of that Louisiana, kind of swamp vibe and that town. I don't know, man. It's like, it sucked me in where I felt like I could be a part of that show. Wild pitch. And here comes another run. 2-0 Philadelphia. Glass now losing it. Crazy. Eric and Pam. I mean, there's so many characters that are so iconic in that show. And the only one that is dead or passed away is Lafayette. And I really liked his character as well. For me, I got friends of, all different ages. It doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, or if you're gay or you're straight or whatever it may be. But I felt like they did a very good job on the cast of that show. And obviously, how can you not love Eric, man? Eric is by far the best in the show, period. He's incredible. That family is incredible. 3-0 pitch. Glass now to Stubbs. Right down the middle for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, but by far my favorite character in that show. But I mean, everyone plays their part, even Jason, right? You got Sookie, you got Jason, you got Lafayette, you got Eric and Pam, you got the villains, you got the heroes. I mean, it's just such a well done fucking show. Puts me in a good mood. And another reason why I think shows grab us is the intro. Like if it's got a good intro to the show, it's going to captivate you to get you going. And to me, True Blood's intro, that theme song, is one of the best theme songs in any show that I've ever heard. It's so iconic, just like the Game of Thrones when you hear that, or even Dexter. And then he got the strikeout there. Glasnow finally getting out of the inning, but the damage is done. 2-0 Philadelphia. Glasnow's got to firm that up, man. Let's see who's up next here for the Dodgers. Next up for Los Angeles, catcher in the 4-hole, Will Smith. Batting second baseman, Gavin Lux. And batting third, my favorite utility player that's not on the Mariners, third baseman, Kike Hernandez. How many seasons of Hell on Wheels? 3? 3 or 4? Underground Railroad sounds pretty cool. I don't know. I think it kind of makes me feel I'm going to enjoy this one maybe a little bit more than Deadwood. And I didn't think Deadwood was bad, but again, I feel like if there's too much talking and not enough action, then it's hard for me to get into it. But eventually I did. Just the first couple episodes were kind of like just a little long and a little bit too much talking, and that didn't really feel like it was going anywhere. And then it started to, get action packed and whatnot. And then, I started to get into it more. But I found myself not like when I know I like a show, I'm binging it episode after episode. And with that show, it was like I'd watch an episode, take a couple days off, watch another one. So I already knew it didn't really have my attention like a Dexter or a Game of Thrones or a Grimm or something of that, or True Blood. It wasn't that type of show for me, but I still enjoyed it. But I know some people think Deadwood is a 10 out of 10, but for me, it was more like an 8.5. It was a watch. Just kind of like Cobra Kai. I finished that, and they got, a few episodes coming in the fall and then next year. But I feel like with Cobra Kai, they overdid it a little bit with like the fighting and the cheesiness. And I get it. It's supposed to be cheesy and kind of a family show. But again, I was a little disappointed in that, even though there was a lot of nostalgia from a lot of the people in the Karate Kid movies. And same thing with the House of the Dragon. This last season was a lot of kind of build up. But next season, when the war happens, that's going to be lit. And that's going to be a very, very good season for House of the Dragon. They're going to be doing 2 more seasons of that. But House of the Dragon is nowhere as near as good as Game of Thrones. Facts. Bottom of the second, 2-0 Philadelphia. Next up, 252 average is Will Smith. Go, Will. Oh, 1 pitch from Nola to Smith. Pitch is outside. High and tight. 1 ball and 1 strike. Five seasons. Nice. Yeah, but as long as you let me know, and then I know that, it's a little slow to the buildup, then I'm not going to be like, okay, I give up. If I already know and it's slow like Deadwood in the beginning as far as character development, and I know that ahead of time, then I'll brace myself for that, and then, I'll get into it. But, I like, obviously, time period shows a lot, especially when they go back in the day, 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, 1900s. I like that old stuff, and I can kind of imagine myself like living in that particular time. Bottom of the second, 2-0 Philadelphia. Nola pitches outside to Will Smith. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Let's go, Dodgers. Come on now. All the jiggies. Let's go, Will. No slopping anybody today. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Check swing and got him. Nice punch out there by Nola. One of the best curveballs in baseball, Aaron Nola. Next up for the Dodgers, second baseman Gavin Lux. Who are the best characters in the show, in your opinion? Is there like a couple characters that kind of stand out in that show? All right, we hit 10 likes. Let's go. 11 now. 9 more to get to 20. And we want to try to hit 30 to 50 before the stream ends. Let's go, baby. Right. And again, if you end up like having an infatuation or you love a particular character, you don't really care what it is. It's like when I watch True Blood, Eric can literally say or do anything, and it's like I'm glued to the screen. You know, like I said, when you have certain characters that have that aura and the vibe, the way they talk and the way they carry themselves with that aura and swagger, you know, it's like you're going to be locked in. And I feel like you get a few of those shows, or like even Dexter himself and him narrating, you know, obviously what's going on in his head. You know, there's certain characters like that, you know, forever will always be ingrained in your brain, and you'll always love that character regardless of what they say or do. Colin Anson, Durant, and the Swede. Nice. Bottom of the second, 2-0 Philadelphia with 1 out, 1-2 pitch to Gavin Lux. Pitch is high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Monday. Make sure you guys are taking care of your mental health the best way you can. Eat healthier, exercise more, listen to music, and place yourself somewhere positive like the Northwest Sports Fanatics, baby. Let's go. 2-2 pitch from Nola Deluxe. Yes! There we go, Gavin. Hell yeah. There we go. Nice single there to right field. Nice job. Next up, third baseman, my favorite utility player, role player in baseball, not on the Mariners, Kike Hernandez. Talk about swagger, aura, and vibe. He's probably got the most swagger, aura, and vibe out of a player that's not a superstar. You're just a regular guy, you know, not you know, he's not going to be, you know, lighting up the stat pages anytime in his career, but he definitely comes up big in the most clutch moments, and he's got a great attitude. You know, he's a jokester, he's a prankster, you know, and he keeps everything light and everything, you know, on a happy note when shit is hitting the wall for the Dodgers. So since July 25th, he's been batting .344, 4 doubles, 6 RBIs, with an OPS of almost 1,000. So he has been hot as of late, but you're not going to get the same type of production as like a Mookie Betts, a Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, or Teoscar Hernandez, and that's okay. But we always like players like that. And also a guy like Justin Turner, that was a former Dodger, Red Sox, Blue Jay, and now a Seattle Mariner. Same type of thing. Not going to be ever the best player on the team, but it's always good to have those role players that make it fun, and you really enjoy what they do on offense and defense out there. Let's go, Kike. 0-2 count from Nola to Kike Hernandez. Pitch is high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's go, baby. .213 average, 6 homers, and 23 ribbies, but he has been hot as of late. Pitch is low and inside, outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Awesome. I can't wait for that. I do have an update on Julio. It is a little bit more worse than we thought. We thought he'd be back, you know, for the Tigers series or around that time. But it looks like he's not going to be back for another 2 weeks. So they're just making sure that he's okay. There we go. Down that third base line. Go, go, go. Oh, it's foul. Damn it. Just foul. But yeah, so we're not going to get Julio back for another couple weeks. They did another evaluation, and they just want to make sure that they don't rush him back, which is smart. We already got Victor Robles, Randy Arozarena. We got Justin Turner. Yes, we need J.P. Crawford and Julio back. But again, we don't want to rush them and then have them, you know, come back too early and then get hurt again, and then they're out for the whole year. So unfortunate about Julio, but he will be back in about a couple weeks. Unless he ends up progressing sooner and we get him back. But Kike, double play, throw to first, got him. They leave one stranded. End of the second inning, 2-0 Phillies. Come on, Dodgers. Next up for the Phillies, 0 for 1 with a K, DHing for Philadelphia, Kyle Schwarber. One swing, could be a home run. He's deadly. Batting second, the former Dodger shortstop Trey Turner. 0 for 1 with a K, just like Schwarber. And batting third, it is a theme, 0 for 1 with a K, first baseman Bryce Harper. So Glass now 1, 2, 3 in the first inning, but that's not going to be that way throughout the whole game. Okay, baby, let's go. See if I can squeeze in a few more photos here for Megan. And we're at 60, 40 to go. End of the second inning, 2-0 Phillies. Come on, Dodgers. And like I mentioned multiple times on the stream, make sure you guys are taking care of your mental health. You know, it's really important that you do that. You know, again, you never want to make sure you put that on the back burner. You want to make sure you address it, you know, your triggers, and make sure that you can do the best that you can do every single day. And everyone's best day is going to be different, you know, but again, if you make an effort to exercise, make an effort to eat healthier, make an effort to listen to music, make an effort to spend time with pets, spend time with friends, you know, watch shows and movies from your childhood, you'd be really surprised on those triggers that the brain has, and it'll help you get back to being your normal self. Big facts. Let's go. Negan, nice. He's in The Boys too in the season 4. And when he did Negan, obviously in Walking Dead, what an epic character. I actually have a dual figure set, you know, of the situation that happened, you know, with the Negan and an individual, one of our favorites in the show that ended up getting killed by Negan, as we know. But the Walking Dead toys are fire. They have so much like articulation. Like one of my favorite figures that I have is I have a Daryl Dixon, you know, particular figure set, but it comes with the motorcycle, the crossbow, like the whole 9 yards. It's incredible. And I got Michonne and I got Rick and I got quite a few. 1-2 pitch on the corner for the ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. A Glass no to Schwartz. But when Glenn ended up dying, that hell was hella emotional. You know, I don't think a lot of people, you know, I don't think a lot of people were, you know, you kind of had a feeling that people were going to die, but you don't really are ready for people to die with it. They're like the main characters or one of the main side characters and whatnot. And, you know, Glenn was just an awesome character right from the very start. And, you know, Negan was very ruthless. 3-2 pitch. Got him. Last now. Schwarber can't believe it. 2 strikeouts to Schwarbs. High in the zone for a punch out. 0 for 2. Next up, shortstop, the former Dodger, Trey Turner. Oh, everyone did. I mean, because he played that villain role so well, it made you hate him, and that's, you know, what you want. You want that natural born feeling of hate, right? Wild pitch behind the backstop, 1 ball and 1 strike. And I think, you know, if you really look at, you know, like wrestling and in movies and sports, you know, a lot of times the heels in like cartoons or, you know, in movies or TV shows or wrestling, they end up being the coolest characters. You know, I'm not saying that like Luke Skywalker, you know, and then you get some of these other characters, you know, like Rey, they're not cool. But obviously when you go to like the Darth Maul, the Darth Vader, you're going like Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hogan. There's a little bit more of a cool factor when they go evil or when they go heel. And I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. And a lot of my collection is with a lot of the evil. When He-Man came out, when it was He-Man and Skeletor, I bought Skeletor. Or my parents did. Popped up to the outfield. There we go, 2 away. And there's nothing wrong with He-Man and some of like the good characters. Maybe the only one that is the exception is like Optimus Prime in the Transformers. It's like you got, obviously, the Decepticons and you're going to go that route. But I feel that maybe that might be the only one that like both are cool, with the Autobots and the Decepticons, right? My boy Optimus Prime. Top of the third, 2-0, Phillies. Yeah, Megatron and Optimus Prime are close because it's like it's very easy to root for Prime, as the leader. And I think they did a really good job with that, not only in the cartoons, but like in the movies, But again, you could also argue to some people that maybe even Prime is better than Megatron slightly. You can go either way. But most of the time, I feel like when you get those evil, characters, the heels, they definitely stand out a little bit more. But maybe with the Transformers, it's the closest that it could be out of any. But really, it's like the needle is moving at a very small rate. Wild pitch, Glass now. Behind the backstop again. Come on, Will Smith. 1 ball and 2 strikes, top of the third with 2 outs. Next up is Bryce Harper. One-two pitch. Got him. Wow. There goes down Bryce Harper. Let me know what else you want to see for photos. Anything else specific you want to see with the donos? Let me know. I got you. We got Aaron Nola coming up on the mound, and they have a 2-0 lead. Nola, 11-4 record, 3.43 ERA. They've won every game against the Dodgers so far this year. And again, Los Angeles needs to get it in gear. And yes, they don't have Mookie Betts and they have a lot of injuries, but Philadelphia, they're really putting on the pressure. They got one more win than the Dodgers, but there's a very good probability that one of these two teams will be in the World Series representing the National League against who knows who in the American League. All right, Dodgers, your turn, baby. Next up for the Dodgers, right fielder, Jason Hayward. Batting second in the 8-hole, center fielder, Andy Paez. And batting third, shortstop, the former Giant, Nick Ahmed. Let's go. Oh, Disney Plus, brother. Disney Plus has got everything. That's what I would recommend. You go in there, you can watch all the Star Wars. They got the cartoons, and then you can go all the spin-offs. And the spin-offs are good for the most part. Mandalorian arguably is the best, but there's others that are very, very good. And really the only one that I thought was, was the Acolyte, the latest one. But other than that, and it's still worth a watch. But again, it's just like, some shows are going to be like, oh my God, I have to watch this. And other shows, they end up being just kind of a watch. And you still enjoy it, but it's not like, oh my God, you better watch this or you're missing out. Like House of the Dragon and Cobra Kai, they're just like an 8. They're not great, but they're not terrible. It's kind of more of a watch for me, So everyone's going to have their own opinions to, certain shows, but that's kind of my 5 cents, but no, it's going to cost you more to go that route. I would going to Disney Plus and paying $5 a month and being able to have all of it at your disposal. And they also have X-Men 97, the cartoon, the new one that's must-see TV. That's probably the best thing that they put out this year. So I would recommend, if you're a fan of X-Men cartoons from back in the day and the new one, it's very good. DX for the fiver. Uh-oh. Hey, I'm proud of you with the workout. I try to be a positive influence here, and I know you work, and you're going to be on your feet anyways, but to be able to put in a little bit of exercise after work, I had to put a comment on there for you. Keep doing it, man. stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack, bang, bang. And again, even if it doesn't look like you're getting progress, Hayward down the line, go, go, go. Stand up double for Jason Hayward. But if you start putting effort, right, it becomes a habit. And after about 3 weeks, you can't really live without not doing it. And then you start losing weight, right? You start feeling better, right? And you start looking better. And that's all part of mental health as well. So we're at 65, 35 to go. Let's go, baby. Thank you, DX. Thank you, Megan. You're the best. There you go. Sometimes couples work together, and sometimes they don't, But again, you have to do it for you. Don't do it for her. Do it for you. Again, if it's something that, she's going to do or you guys are talking about it. But the bottom line, you never want to be able to necessarily do, certain things because someone else, you'll be able to have people root for you. But at the end of the day, you have to look in the mirror and it's going to be your decision and your decision only. You can get all the rah-rah and all the you should do this, you should do that. But at the end of the day, if you do it and you hold yourself accountable, it's going to feel real good at the, end of the day of the process of everything. But it sounds like you got a pretty good support system and keep doing that. 1-1 pitch from Paez to Nola. 2 balls and 1 strike. I know. That was crazy. Another great show with a great intro with that music. And that's what you want. I think that's really what separates a lot of the good shows from the great shows is that they have an amazing intro and it has great music that makes you remember that show, like Walking Dead, like Dexter, like, Game of Thrones, like True Blood. You hear it and you instantly know what it is. And like, for me, as crazy as it sounds, every time the True Blood theme comes on, I don't skip it. I literally listen to it every episode. And I know that's a little crazy, but again, when it's something that I really, really like, I won't skip it, and even though I've heard it a billion times, but it's just so iconic that I can't skip it. And it gets me in the mood and hyped up to watch the show. And I feel that only happens when it's like one of the best ever. And a few of those shows that I mentioned have some of the best intros ever. Bottom of the third, 2-0 Philadelphia. Runner at second. 3-1 count to Paez. Takes a strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nice. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Paez fouls it back. And the hardest thing in life is to be able to hold yourself accountable, especially, if you're already working a lot and you're tired. The last thing that people want to do is, exercise or eat healthy or work out. It takes effort if you want results. If it was easy to make everyone's dreams come true and everyone would look like a model and it's just so easy, everyone would do it, But again, it's like, you have to be able to put out the effort, and what you put out into the universe, you get back. And a lot of times it's hard, to hold yourself accountable. But once you get into a pattern of doing it for about 3 weeks, it becomes an everyday habit. And it's good to have positive habits instead of negative ones, and then once you can do that, it really starts to change your life naturally. Bottom of the third, 2-0 Phillies. Runner at second. No outs. 3-2 pitch from Nola to Paez. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Go, go, go. All the way to the wall. It is 2-1 Phillies. Hell yeah. There we go. Andy Paez double to left. Hayward scored. Let's go. Yes, sir. Next up for the Dodgers, shortstop, Nick Ahmed. Let's go, baby. Hell yeah. Way to bring that electricity, baby. Next up, shortstop, Nick Ahmed. Good game so far. One 0 count from Nola to Ahmed. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottom of the third, 2-1 Phillies. Runner at second with no outs. 1-1 pitch from Nola to Ahmed. Ahmed right up the middle. Yes! Go, go, go! Sliding into third, safe. Runners on the corners on first and third with no outs. Nice fucking job, Nick Ahmed. They don't expect fucking anything out of this guy. You know, he's in the 9 hole. And anytime you get production out of the 9 hole, it definitely helps the rest of the roster. Nice job, Dodgers. Next up, DHing for the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani. Let's go, Showtime. 305 average, 33 homers, 79 ribbies. Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge are the 2 best players on the fucking planet, and it's not even close, baby. Let's go, Shohei. Shohei! Uh-oh! Is it going down? All the way to the warning track. Oh, and the wind couldn't carry it. Tagging up, though, from third, sliding into second, safe, and we have a 2-2 game. Woo! Let's go. Megan with a 5er. He's an MVP. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. Little cactus jack, bang, bang. Thank you so much. I bought my first toy on eBay, Megan, in 2 years. I haven't bought any. The last time I bought something on eBay was in 2022. An Aaron Judge BGS 9 autograph rookie card. You know, when he ended up hitting the 62 home runs and breaking the record. But I've been always wanting a Randy Macho Man Savage. Oh, yeah. I have a lot of Macho Man stuff, but I don't have any Macho Man NWO Wolfpack figures. I obviously have the NWO black and white, but there was a guy in Canada that was offering a used one out of the package, right, with the chair that is rare that comes with it for $15, including shipping. And everyone else was wanting 25 or 30. And so I said, you know what? I haven't bought anything for myself in years. Why not be able to get a 1999 Toy Biz Macho Man? And it's the best wrestling figures that have ever been made, because when they came out in 99, the WCW figures, you squeeze the legs and then the arms and the body move and they do like a motion. And I like those kind of toys that you can squeeze the legs and then things move. Uh-oh, Teoscar. Gone, baby! Woo! 2-run blast by Teoscar Hernandez. 4-2 Dodgers. Woo! Let's go. That's my boy Teo. Yes, sir. Hell yeah. Macho Man figure today. Teoscar Hernandez homer. My life is good. I can't wait to get it, baby. Yeah, I couldn't believe it, because the figure alone is worth $15, you know, just by itself. But then the chair is worth $10 as an accessory. So if I can get it for $15 with shipping, you know, and I pretty much get the chair for free and I get the shipping for free, even though it was, you know, you had to pay for it and whatnot. But $15, I couldn't believe it, you know, because most of the time you're going to have to pay about $20 to $30 for that item. And then a lot of the other figures I saw were, you know, beat up. Like you could tell whoever owned it like played with it, and there was like a lot of, you know, dents on the chest, and you know, I wanted to make sure I got one that was relatively good condition and whatnot. So, and I already have the Hollywood Hogan, I got the Kevin Nash, I got the Scott Hall, I got the DDP, I got the NWO Wolfpack Sting. So I was like, you know what? It's time for a Macho Man figure in my life, and I can't wait to get it. And again, you know, I collect most figures in the package, but I feel sometimes being able to play with a toy or an action figure and actually touch it and being able to mechanically work with it, you get more joy out of that sometimes than just looking at it in the package itself. Now, if it's worth a lot of money, you can't open it. You know, but if it's something that's $50 or less and you end up opening it, who cares? The item is still going to be worth $30 or $40, and then you actually get to kind of play around with it. So I'm very excited, and I should be able to get that in about a week. Very excited. 3-0 pitch. Freddie Freeman pops up, and it is fading foul. Good souvenir into the front row. Yes, sir. And I like your Bo Nix one that you did today. Very good, dude. And again, and you'll be able to do that in the regular season as well. So, heck yeah, I will share it. Oh, cool. There we go, Freddie. And the crowd goes wild. Yes. Nice single for Freddie Freeman. Nice job, Freddie. Next up, catcher Will Smith. And Freddie was gone for 10 days, so hard to win games when you don't have Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts. It kind of has a Grateful Dead vibe. But I assume it has like some kind of special meaning. Is it for like your migraine thing that you have there? Oh, okay. I was about to say, I figured it had some kind of meaning towards it. Awesome. Pitch is outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Do you have a lot of his artwork in your collection, or a couple pieces? Bottom of the third, 4-2 Dodgers. And, and that's the thing, when you end up being one of the best teams in baseball, when you end up being the Phillies, the Dodgers, or like the Yankees, it's like you're never out of the game. Like, even though you're down a couple runs, at some point something magical is more than likely going to happen. Pitch is outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, cool. Very cool. Awesome. I like the unique color combos with it too. I mean, my dad's a Deadhead, and loves Jerry Garcia and the Grateful Dead, and obviously color scheme will be a little bit different, but obviously we know with the Bears and everything that they have with the Grateful Dead, I've gotten a lot of different artwork pieces and a lot of different things from my dad over the years as well. Kind of gave me a little vibe of that, even though it's completely different. Oh, Build-A-Bear. Okay. I was going to say it looks like it, but I didn't want to assume that it was something like that. Throw to first. And the inning is over. End of the third, and the damage is done. Teoscar Hernandez, that's my guy. 4-2 Dodgers. Nice job, Teo. He was up next here for the Phillies. Yeah, but that Macho Man figure with the chair, I couldn't pass that up. I was like, wow, 15. And of course, I normally wouldn't buy it from someone in Canada necessarily if I could find it in like America, somewhere closer to me, so I don't have to worry about the shipping, like getting lost, or just like I try to buy things from people that are closer to me if possible. But no one was offering the figure with the chair, and if I'm going to buy it, I need to buy it with the accessories. I'm not going to buy it without the chair. I want to buy it with the chair, even if I got to spend a little bit more. So, that's what it's about. You got to have the accessories, especially back in that NWO era. New world order for Life Brother. Oh, yeah. Next up for the Phillies, 0-for-1, third baseman Alec Bohm. Batting second in the 5-hole, 0-for-1 with a K, center fielder, Dynasty's own Brandon Marsh. And batting third, 1-for-1 with a run, right fielder Nick Castellanos. But $15. I mean, shit. I couldn't go wrong with that. So, okay, catch up, baby. Yeah, and again, there was other people looking at it. I had like six watchers. So I was like, fuck, and I always know the rule, just like you do, Megan. When you see something that you like and you love, right? And if you have the extra money to buy it. Because if you end up sleeping on it and then checking the next day, what happens 9 times out of 10? It's fucking gone. Someone else had the same idea as you, and every once in a while you'll get lucky and it'll still be at the store, or it'll still be on eBay, or it'll still be in stock. But a lot of times in my experience, when I love something and I know that it's a desirable item and it's a good deal, that I got to pull the trigger. And if I don't, I'm going to miss out, and then I'm going to have to wait for another opportunity to go on. So I'm happy that I pulled that trigger. So me too. I learned my lesson. Back, I used to go to Toys R Us twice a week. And I would hunt for toys in my collection. And I remember there was plenty of times that I was looking for, starting lineups, McFarlane's, Star Wars, Walking Dead, Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe. And I would be like, ooh, this is cool. And then I'll come back tomorrow. And then I would come back either tomorrow or like 3 hours later. And then it was fucking gone. Or some little kid saw it. And then mom said no. And then they fucking Gronk spiked it. And instead of being a mint figure, it ended up being like destroyed. And then I can't buy that. I'm not going to buy a destroyed figure. So I've seen that happen a couple times as well. So. Nice job. Day 2 of taking the walk, baby. 0.64 miles. Good job, DX. Let me know what you want to see for photos, too. 1-1 count. Throw to first. Alec Boehm grounded out to the shortstop. 1 away. We couldn't afford him, and he was already going to leave, remember? So, again, it would still be cool. But, again, Teoscar wouldn't be probably doing as good as he is on the Dodgers than on the Mariners. He was still going to be a good player. But, again, we already knew it was more of like a rental. And, again, we got Victor Robles. We got Justin Turner. We got Randy Arozarena. We're fine. You know what I mean? And it's cool to be able to see him go to a team like the Dodgers. Blue Jays had him. Mariners had him. But if you're Teoscar Hernandez and you're the Dodger organization, you should probably try to sign him for the rest of his career. That would be a smart move, especially if the Dodgers, are trying to win the World Series. Brandon Marsh in the box. Best beard in baseball. Hasn't cut it in ages. What's in there? Cheeseburgers, fries, all of the above. Lando, let's do it. Pitch is low at the knees. 2 balls and strike. Brandon Marsh. Maul and Lando. Got you. Perfect. Pitch on the corner for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chop foul. Two pitch. Chopper towards first, foul. Big swing and a miss. Got him. Brandon Marsh, sit down. Shave that beard. Next up, right fielder, Nick Castellanos. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. And hopefully we can get somewhere between 30 and 50. But at the very least, we want to be able to get to 20 to 25 if possible. All right, we're still at 11. We need 4 more to get to 15, 9 more to get to 20. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, please do. Now we're at 12. 8 more to go to hit 20. Let's go. Top of the 4th, 4-2 Dodgers. 2 outs, 1-2 count from Nick Castellanos. 1 for 1 with a triple and a run for Nick. Rangers walked off on the Astros. Hell yeah. Good shit. How are you, Steve? That one chop foul. Exactly. Same thing. No, it's all good. You know, remember, if you're in the chat, you know, you're not obligated to talk in the chat. You know, sometimes people are multitasking, doing many things, you know, at the same time. So no one ever needs to apologize for being quiet. You know, I already kind of know that a lot of people are watching, you know, multiple things, doing multiple things, you know, cleaning around the house, doing laundry, multitasking, you know, like everyone does. Big swing and a miss. Nice job by Glass now. Got him. Let's go. Let's get some photos up here. Let's go to the bottom of the fourth, 4-2 Dodgers. I'm glad it's not 0-0, but I didn't think it was gonna be. Got the Lando photos. F1 all day, every day. See you. And I'm very excited for NASCAR Cup this weekend. 2 weeks off is not ideal. You know, I need to be able to have something on Sundays that get me excited like the NFL. And if the Mariners are playing, that's good. But, you know, NASCAR is just, for me, it's different. You know, it's a different type of excitement. There we go. Appreciate you. Let's get some malls in here. To the bottom of the fourth, 4-2 Los Angeles. Next up is Gavin Lux. Let's squeeze in one more. Appreciate you. Next up is Gavin Lux. We're in the bottom of the fourth, 4-2 Los Angeles. 1 for 1 with a single, 243 average, 6 homers, and 36 ribbies for Gavin Lux here in 2024. Reflect in the building. What's good? Two-0 pitch in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. And we're going to be grinding away. We got like a 3-game set against the Tigers, and I believe we go against the Mets. So we're going to be grinding pretty much every day, and I will be live tomorrow, 6:30 Pacific, for the Detroit Tigers coming there to Seattle to play the Seattle Mariners. Yeah, I got more Darth Maul as far as Star Wars figures and collectibles than any other character. I got a lot of Vader stuff too, but Maul I have the most. You know, like, you know, figures that have come out within the last 15 years, some of the vintage stuff, some of the Black series. Nice base knock by Gavin Lux. He's going for 2. Sliding in safe. Good speed. Appreciate you, Reflect. Thank you, Ba. My guy, $3 holla. Thank you, bro. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack. Bang, bang. $3 holla. Let me know what you want to do for photos, and I got you. Good game so far. Lots of action. Hasn't been boring at all. Phillies had the early 2-0 lead, but the Dodgers can come back just like that. Next up, one of my favorite utility players, not on the Mariners, Kike Hernandez. Let's go, Kike. 0 for 1. He grounded out into a double play at his first at-bat, and hopefully that doesn't happen here. How's your day going, Reflect? Reflect with another 3-er. I saw another fake rumor coming out of some fake people covering, Seattle Seahawks, saying that Gino was going to go to Atlanta for Michael Penix Jr. Not happening. Neither one is moving. But I thought it was pretty funny. And I even had a person that I know that posted it, and I was like, bro, fake news. Not going to happen. Atlanta is not giving up Michael Penix Jr. And if Gino ends up getting hurt, yeah, they got Sam Howell, but, they're not going to go that direction. But, sometimes people are very easily to believe when they see something on the internet. Just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's always true. Another $3 holla. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack. Bang, bang. And we got to make sure we're beating up on the Tigers. They ended up sending Spencer Torkelson, former top pick, down to AAA. So it should be, I don't want to say easy, but we should be able to beat them up. And hopefully we can end up winning 2 out of 3 against the Tigers or possibly sweeping them. Bottom of the 4th, 4-2 Dodgers. Julio Rodriguez, they did another evaluation. Looks like he's going to be out for another 2 more weeks. People were thinking that he'd be back tomorrow. But again, you don't want to rush him back too soon. We want to make sure that he can end up being healthy for the rest of the year. We're at 76-24 to hit the goal. It was a great move, Darren. The Seahawks would have done it too if they were able to get him. There's a lot of teams that would have done the Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love pick. But again, if you're not familiar with the Huskies or not familiar with Michael Penix Jr., and the thing is you gave the money to Kirk Cousins, but if someone falls into your lap, and that could be the guy for the future, and we know Kirk just had a season-ending injury, who's to say, even if you give Kirk all the money, that he even makes it the whole year, next year, or the following year. So you're giving yourself the best insurance plan and backup plan that you can. And, and then if something happens early, Michael Penix Jr. can play this year. If he doesn't get hurt, Cousins, then you might have to wait 1 to 3 years. And then if that happens, you'll get a Jordan Love type of thing where you end up learning from someone, that is a, proven vet. So for me, a lot of Falcon fans, were, kind of scratching their heads. And a lot of people that don't know the Huskies or don't know Michael Penix Jr., they don't understand it. But it was very clear to me what they were doing. And I think it was a brilliant move. Because the thing is, you could have drafted offensive line. You could have drafted defense. You could have got a linebacker. You could have filled one of the holes, right? But just because you draft a guy like at linebacker or O-lineman, right, doesn't mean they're going to pan out. And how often can you get a guy in that position? You can get other O-linemen down the road. You can get other defensive players. But how many Michael Penix Jr.'s are going to be around in the future? Quarterbacks are very hard to find when they're good. So for them to be able to pull the trigger for their future, so the next 10 years, they have 2 quarterbacks that they can be comfortable with. That was a brilliant move. And, if the Tampa Bay Bucks would have done that, I would have been excited. Now I wouldn't have done that with anybody else besides Michael Penix Jr. But again, it's all about reading outside the lines. Most people think, they see it in black and white. You got to be able to see that gray area. And just because everyone tells you it's dumb and everyone goes left, doesn't mean that you have to go left as well. You got to go right sometimes and understand why people do what they do. So for me, I thought it was a brilliant move. But for a lot of people that don't understand, how football works, or, they think, oh, you could have got another position. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that guy won't bust. You could get, one of the top, linebackers. But what happens if he tears an ACL or just isn't a good player? Michael Penix Jr. is a good risk to take. So that's my 2 cents. DX with a $5. I mean, dude, I'm a Duck fan through and through. Michael Penix Jr. was my favorite player to watch last year. I'm probably the only Duck fan on planet Earth that would say something like that, but I'm not biased like everyone else. You know, I like call it how I see it. I appreciate greatness. And if that's on a rival team, who cares? I'm going to be able to acknowledge that. And there goes Paez. $5 holla, stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little cactus jack, bang, bang. I mean, and if you're really looking at all the quarterbacks that are coming out, to me, he's in the best situation, Michael Penix Jr. Now, Caleb is going to have, growing pains, but he's got the athleticism, right? DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, but you got to make sure that O-line and defense, as far as pass defense, run defense is good, but pass defense stinks. O-line, not that good. And so if your O-line isn't that good, how good are you really going to be, right? We'll have to wait and see how Caleb progresses. Drake May could be a failure, right? J.J. McCarthy could be a failure, right? Bo Nix, he may pan out on the Broncos, but he may not. He may be like Baker Mayfield, and it might be that second or third team, and he ends up turning into Baker Mayfield. But for me, not being biased and just looking at the talent, you're talking about the NFC Tua, right? I think he could be better than Tua, and most people have Tua as a top 10, top 12 quarterback. He's a lefty. Lefties are smooth. It's hard to game plan and defend against them, right? Instead of having to worry about the right side, it's the left side. And then if you really think about, what Michael can bring, they already had a Michael Vick. So I think he could be better than Michael Vick, better than Tua, maybe not as good as Steve Young, but somewhere in that range of Tua, Michael Vick, and Steve Young, Boomer Esiason, as far as lefties, you get someone that has that type of caliber of talent. Michael Penix Jr. could turn himself into a top 10, top 12 quarterback in this league. So, that's my, thinking of it. And again, Cousins may be able to make it for 1 to 3 years, but what if he doesn't? And it's nice to be able to have arguably the best quarterback in the draft, that people don't understand. Again, there's going to be a lot of guys that will go up and down, but the bottom line is a couple of them are going to fail. A couple of them are going to succeed, 1 or 2, and a couple of them are going to fail initially. But when they go to their second or third team, that's when they might be able to pan out. So remember, just because you go in the first couple rounds, go back to the Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, right? Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Mac Jones. I thought all the people told me that all these guys are going to be great and they're going to be amazing and they're going to be franchise quarterbacks for years to come. And then now after 3 or 4 years, all of them suck ass except for Lawrence. And even Lawrence is like a top 15 quarterback. He's not really top 10. There's other guys that are right there with him, like Baker Mayfield and Geno, which I think are better. So, you know what I'm saying? So even though you might be a top guy, doesn't mean that you're going to pan out. And out of that draft, you only have one good player. Even Justin Fields as the number 2 isn't probably a starter. He's more of like a quarterback 2. Now, he might be able to make it over Russell Wilson. We'll wait and see, but he's kind of a liability. He seems like a guy that can run, but can he really throw accurately throughout a whole game? Not so much. So again, if you're looking for a gimmick quarterback, that's Justin Fields. But in this league, you got to be able to find a guy that can actually fucking throw. It's cool that he can run, but you got to be able to throw the ball accurately, and that's one thing that he lacks. But maybe this year with George Pickens, they'll have some chemistry. But again, if the O-line stinks, they're going to get fucked up. You can't just do checkdowns at Pat Fryermuth every single game. Top of the 5th, 4-2, Dodgers. Yeah, but a lot of the injury history was from the past. In the last couple years, again, he got injured in high school. He got injured in Indiana. But if you go back within the last couple years, he didn't have any season-ending injuries. And again, lefties are special in sports. And if you get a good one, it's hard to game plan against that. And again, some people hate on Tua. But if you really look at Tua's game, sometimes he plays like a top 5 player. Sometimes he put up top 5 stats. Yeah, he's got Waddle and Tyreek. I get it. But even before then, he could still make plays. And I really do think Michael is better than Tua. So it's going to be cool when we end up getting a lefty versus a lefty. And again, when you're a righty, the left tackle is the most important. When you're a lefty, it's the right tackle. So everything is flipped. And defensive coordinators have a hard time game planning against left-handed quarterbacks when they're good. Big facts. Throw to first, 1 away. Richardson, work in progress. I feel that he's a good runner, like a Cam Newton, but I feel that, we'll have to see how he does. And if he is going to take risks, to get hurt, that might be his history, of just a guy that has so much talent, but he's injury prone. But, he can wheel it and he can deal it. But he's obviously a better, runner in the red zone and on the goal line than he is maybe overall as a thrower up to this point. He can make some of the throws, but to me, he's still a little inconsistent. He gives me kind of Cam Newton vibes. Might be able to be a better thrower than Cam, but again, he seems like more of just like a quarterback built like a linebacker. But again, if he takes too many risks and gets hit, we're never going to see Anthony Richardson's full potential. So we'll see how it goes. But again, I mean, I'm a Duck guy, and I could be biased and be like, Bo Nix is the best quarterback in the draft, blah, blah, blah. I like him. He's number one. Go Ducks, go Ducks. But for me to say Michael Penix Jr., I thought was the best, out of everybody, and that's the Huskies. Like, most people would not even dare say something like that unless they truly meant it. And being a Duck fan, since the 80s and 90s. So if I'm that high on a player, and I'm not going to be right all the time, I'm not 100%, hit rate. But if you really look at my track record on fantasy football and evaluating talent, I'm pretty good at what I do. But again, I end up reading and watching more film than most. And Reflect is the same. And again, when you recognize greatness, it doesn't matter where it is, Like being a Blazer fan and seeing Kobe. What, I'm just going to hate on Kobe because he's on the Lakers? No, Kobe was one of the greatest of all time. It was annoying that he beat everybody up, not only the Blazers, but everyone. But just to hate on someone just because of the team or just a player, greatness is greatness, period. Popped up, few away. But I think he's in the best situation out of any quarterback personally. Atlanta's got a good offensive line. They got two guys that are typically Pro Bowl guys up front. Running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, athletic, right? Especially with Bajan, and you got, Drake London. You got weapons, Kyle Pitts, right? But the thing is, you have to be able to think of, adding more to the O-line. But the main thing for the Falcons is defense, adding some more on the O-line, and then coaching, play calling. Once they figure out the defense, the O-line, and the play calling, that's when they're going to be able to start winning the division on a regular basis, even over the Saints and the Bucks. So, fouls that one off himself. Garrett Stubbs, hopefully he's okay. He's writhing in pain on the ground, hobbling. But again, we didn't really know about Jordan Love, right, with the Packers. But what's the one thing the Packers are always known for? Athletic running backs, athletic wide receivers, athletic tight ends, and they typically have a good O-line. So if that's the case, the bugaboo is usually the defense, the special teams, or the coaching, right? So if you're Bart Starr, Don Majkowski, if you're Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and now Jordan Love, as long as you don't completely suck, you're going to be able to succeed on that Green Bay Packer team with that aura that the Packers have, right? They have weapons, but Jordan Love sitting behind Aaron, if he would have started right away, we wouldn't be talking about Jordan Love right now, and he wouldn't have gotten paid. So sometimes it's better to be able to learn from someone better than you and then take it all in, learn, and then get your chance to get out there and then rip it up. So, and I think that's what you're going to get out of Michael Penix Jr., barring any serious injury. Now, that's the only thing that'll hold Michael back, is if he has a bunch of ACL, MCL, PCL tears or Achilles, as his body in the past was a little brittle, but in years, recently, he's been okay. So. Exactly. But again, a lot of people don't watch the Huskies or the Ducks as much as us. Like I said, some people, they just judge to judge, and they just, they see what everyone else just sees. But unless you're watching every single game, beginning to end, you don't understand fully. And that goes with anything in sports. Watching a 5-minute highlight reel on YouTube does not tell you the story of a guy going through progressions and his leadership and how he talks to people and his family, and the bond he has with the players. Like, you got to be able to look at the intangibles, and that's a big part of it too. Maturity, leadership, how he talks to his family and the players. Like, I look for those type of intangibles to succeed in the NFL. And just because you're a good athlete doesn't mean you're going to be able to succeed. You got to be able to have some of those other categories. But again, I think that some of us go deeper in the sports and the analytics and the metrics than others. And that's why we're able to predict better than most people, because we're going deeper than most people do. And again, when you look at those things fucking matter. Facts. Yeah. Agreed. Of course, Jordan Love isn't going to be as accurate Rodgers. Rodgers is one of the most naturally accurate quarterbacks that we've ever seen in the NFL history. You know what I mean? But again, if you look at where they're at now, compared to where they were at a couple years ago with doubts, can he do it, not do it? But after seeing what we saw last year, and again, they still got, Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson. They'll figure out what they're going to be doing. Obviously, they got Josh Jacobs in there now instead of Aaron Jones. So I think that you'll see that he can make plays. But again, it helps that you have, a certain coach. It helps that you have that certain GM. Offensive line, kind of shaky. Defense, we'll see how it goes. Special teams as well. You know what I mean? But again, you'll see where it goes. And it's not like Jordan Love's a Hall of Famer or anything at this point. But again, there's a reason why those quarterbacks typically pan out for that team. So, yeah, but he was young. Anybody could have done that. It doesn't matter if it was him. Niner defense is always one of the top 3. So you could be Peyton Manning or Tom Brady, and it could have happened. Or you could be a young player like Jordan Love, but that's how you learn. You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to just come out of the gate swinging. Not everyone's going to be Patrick Mahomes. Sometimes you're going to go through growing pains. Not everyone's going to have, Andy Reid at the disposal. Not everyone's going to have Travis Kelce. You know what I mean? So not everyone's going to have Tyreek also, So, he'll live and he'll learn. You know what I mean? And I'm not a Packer guy. I'm not really a Jordan Love guy. You know what I mean? But he showed potential, and he'll get better as the years go on. Bottom of the 5th, 4-2, Dodgers. Next up for the Dodgers, shortstop, 1-for-1 with a run, Nick Ahmed, the former Giant. Let's go. I mean, player evaluation is my favorite thing to do, besides like fantasy football, but like, covering the games and trying to educate people on the channel that just because you see it, on First Take or the internet, a lot of those people don't understand, and they're lazy and they end up watching other people and just take their opinions. Wouldn't you rather take your opinion from someone that actually is watching the games, that's actually reading the articles, that's actually doing the hard work? You're going to trust someone's opinion in that matter rather than just some famous person that's cheating off someone else. The only way you're going to really understand is if you do the work yourself and you're watching the games. But not everyone that watches games in full is a good player evaluator. 0-2 count. Got him. Down goes Nick Ahmed. Next up, DHing for the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani. I mean, hell, it could have been Jalen Hurts that could have made that bad play as well. You know what I mean? You can't expect a young player, to be able to get to the mountaintop, right away. Sometimes you got to lose before you win. Sometimes you got to go to a Super Bowl and lose before you win. NFC Championship, lose before you win, unless you end up having a perfect team, perfect coach, perfect coordinators around you. But most, teams don't. You have holes. So it's all about growing as an athlete. You got to go through adversity and be able to understand your mistakes. But even the best players fuck up and make mistakes. 1-0 pitch. Pitch is outside to Ohtani. 0-for-1 with an RBI. Let's go, Shohei. I mean, there's a reason why if you look at people like me and Reflect and you look at people that do fantasy football, and again, if you cover the league as a whole and players as a whole, if you can get top 3 in fantasy every single year, that means that you understand not only your favorite team and your players, everybody, for the most part, and again, that's the difference. It's going deeper on everyone, not just like one team or two teams, because if you're only doing it for one team or your division, you're going to be smart and you're going to know what's going on there. As far as a league as a whole, you're going to be way behind the 8 ball. Bouncing off the wall, Ohtani with a stand-up double. Nice job, Ohtani. Next up, left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. I don't watch any of those guys. Those guys watch me. I don't watch them. Bottom of the fifth, 4-2 Dodgers. Yeah. Also, different vibe. You know, when you go from a team like Washington, like, you know, the football team and the Redskins, it's kind of a negative vibe. Uh-oh. Teoscar lined out. And anytime you can end up getting players that have like a negative franchise that has a bad vibe. Look at Victor Robles, right? Was on the Nats when they ended up winning the World Series, right? And then people gave up on him. Comes over to the Seattle Mariners, and now he's playing like a top 10 player. So sometimes when you're in a bad situation with bad vibes, sometimes you need a change of scenery. You go somewhere that has good vibes, and then you can end up revitalizing your career. So, no, I know they don't watch me. It's a joke, Darren. And I'm not about any of those guys. Plus, when people lie to me when we're supposed to collab and then they don't go through, you know, you lose all credibility and trust in me. So it's not like I don't know who they are, you know. But again, you know, if you're gonna make a promise and you know keep your word, fine. But if not, then you know, I'm not gonna support you know channels and people that you know are liars or fugazi. Bottom of the fifth, 4-2 LA. Nice. That one chop foul. Really nice. Yes, sir. And to act like people don't watch other YouTubers, that's disrespectful, Darren. Come on now. Just because I don't have 100,000 subs, it doesn't mean that I'm not good at what I do. Okay. You know, there's plenty of people that out there that you act like, oh, they wouldn't watch someone, you know, on the channel because they're doing their own thing. You'd be really surprised. You know, there's a lot of people, Pat McAfee show, you know, Good Morning Football, Peter Schrager. There's a lot of people that watch others, even though you think that it would never happen. But unless you're in a position that has 10,000 subs or more, you don't understand. You know, there's a reason why people are at the sub count that there are. It's either that they're really good at what they do or they're just really popular. Okay. There's a difference. Go get that dinner, Reflect. Appreciate you. Two balls and two strikes. Pitches outside. Throw to first. Throw to third. There we go. Stolen base by Ohtani. Nice job, Shohei. And that ends the inning. End of the fifth, 4-2. Los Angeles. Take care, Reflect. Talk to you soon. End of the fifth inning, 4-2, Los Angeles. A lot of times, though, too, other YouTubers are jealous, you know, of others, you know, or they feel threatened, you know, especially if they have mods and then those mods end up coming to another channel and then they feel that, you know, part of their income is going away and they get threatened. And then, you know, when they get threatened and then they do certain things, you know, that's how it goes. You know, not every YouTuber is created equal, man. All right, let's see who's up for the Phillies here in the top of the sixth. Next up for Philadelphia, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, DHing Kyle Schwarber. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a K, shortstop Trey Turner. And batting third, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, first baseman Bryce Harper. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. Let's go, baby. right, we need 7 more to get to 20. Let's get there before the stream ends. 6 more to get to 20. Let's get it. You're the man, brother. And sometimes when things are going kind of shitty, you know, watching wrestling and watching certain things, you know, to kind of keep the mood as light as you can, obviously, is the best thing you can do. And I got you, bro. But shame on you, Darren, acting like I got fucking 200 subs. You know, 20,000 is not something that most people can do. And we're not done here. Okay. Believe you me. All right, let's see what Glass now can do here. Big swing and a miss to Schwarber. 0-1 count. Schwarber popped up. A diving catch, and he missed it. No shot there, but he still can't get to second base because he's too slow. A single by Schwarber. Next up, shortstop, Trey Turner. Next up, shortstop, Trey Turner. Top of the 6th, 4-2, Los Angeles. Chop foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Come on, Glass now. Popped up. Back. Warning track, almost. There we go. Hayward is there, 2 away. Next up for the Phillies, first baseman, Bryce Harper. Odins, you the man, brother. Pitches outside, but called strike. 0-1 count on that breaking ball. Pitches inside at the shoulders. 1 ball and 1 strike to Bryce Harper. One pitch, big rip, swing and a miss. Behind in the count, 1-2. Top of the 6th, 4-2, Los Angeles. Chopper towards third. Nice hit by Bryce Harper there. Next up, third baseman, Alec Bohm. See what Bohm can do here. Did you get a chance to watch all of Raw? Odin. Top of the sixth with runners at second and third with one out. Chopped off himself. 0-1 count. Not everyone can recognize talent. You know, that's how it goes. Oh, 1 pitch. Right out of Glasnow's head. Throw to first. Brings in a run. 4-3 dodges. Runner at third with 2 outs. You didn't get to watch, but you got to watch some of it though, right? Bohm grounds out to second. Schwarber scored. Harper to third. Next up, Duck Dynasty's own Brandon Marsh. Yeah, but it's silly for people to think that people don't know who other YouTubers are. You know, I got the biggest channel in Oregon. People acting I got like 200 subs. Fuck out of here. Pitch on the corner for a strike. 0-1 count. Top of the sixth. 4-3 Los Angeles. Popped up. He is there. There we go. They leave one stranded. 4-3 Dodgers. Go to the bottom of the sixth with a 4-3 lead. Nice. The beginning was pretty cool. Looks like we're going to get a Randy Orton versus Gunther feud, which is nice. You know, so it's going to be interesting to see how things kind of play out. But if you can go back and watch, you know, the replay or, you know, whatever they have, they'll end up showing that. So, yeah, but at some point we'll end up doing Monday Night Raw live streams. You know, it just depends. Once it goes to, you know, Netflix and whatnot, then we'll probably end up doing that. Give us another opportunity to do some wrestling. Next up for the Dodgers, 0-2 with a K, catcher Will Smith. Batting second, 2-2, second baseman Gavin Lux. And batting third, 0-2, third baseman Kike Hernandez. Let's go Dodgers. All right, no problem. I'll be live at 6:30 Pacific tomorrow for the Tigers and the Mariners. All right, baby. Bottom of the sixth, 4-3 Los Angeles. Next up in the box, Will Smith. Right up the middle. Throw to first. What a defensive stop. One away. Next up, second baseman, 2-2, Gavin Lux. Chop foul. Bottom of the 6, 4-3, Los Angeles. Big swing and a miss behind in the count 1-2. I got to make an adjustment here. 1 sec. Bottom of the 6, 4-3, Los Angeles. Pitches outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, yeah? Popped up. I'm going to check it out. I got to restart my phone. Bray and Brody. Yeah, I can't believe they're gone, man. It's unreal. 2-2 count. Oh, Kike Hernandez line drive. End of the 6th inning. 4-3 Dodgers. All right, see who's up next here for the Phillies. All right, next up for the Phillies here in the top of the 7th, 1 for 2 with a run and a K, right fielder Nick Castellanos. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a run and an RBI, second baseman Bryson Stott. And batting third, 1 for 2, left fielder Austin Hayes. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that, bro. See if the Dodgers can hang on here for 2 more innings. We'll be back at it tomorrow, 6:30 Pacific, for the Tigers and the Mariners. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Okay. No worries. Yeah, anything that you want to send me on Twitter/X or anything like that, you let me know. Or just through the text message. Chopper towards third, throw to first. 1 away. There goes Nick Castellanos. Next up is second baseman Bryson Stott. Michael Kopech on the mound. Pitch there in the zone for a strike from Kopech to Bryson Stott. 0-1 count. Pitch is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now, especially if it's like midnight out there. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch is low and into the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chopper up the middle. Throw to first. Easy routine play. Got him. 2 away. Stott grounded out to the shortstop. Next up, the former Oriole left fielder, Austin Hayes. Top of the 7th, and a good one with 2 outs, 4-3 Dodgers. And the Phillies won all 3 matchups in Philadelphia. So it's definitely going to be, something that they're going to have to be very firm here at the end. Hopefully they can hang on. Pitch right down the middle for a strike. 0-1 count. Chopper towards third base. Foul. Behind the count 0-2. Yeah, always tough when you end up having a situation like that. I've known Odin for quite some time, and hopefully that things aren't going to necessarily get better all, at one point. It's going to take some time, but we obviously have a good family atmosphere here, and we'll definitely support each other. 1-2 pitch. Come Kopech to Hayes. Chopper up the middle. Nice hit from Hayes there. Next up, catcher Garrett Stubbs. Yeah, I got you. Pitch in the zone for a strike from Kopech to Stubbs. 1-2 count. Stubbs 0 for 2 with a 190 average here in 2024. And the Phillies definitely need to try to do some damage here in these next couple innings. Otherwise, the Dodgers are going to end up winning this matchup. 1-2 pitch. Chop foul behind the plate. We're at 81, 19 to go to hit the goal. And again, obviously being, it's 9:06 here, 11:06 in the Midwest, 12:06 on the East Coast. So I know it's late, and obviously Matt is a few hours, in the opposite direction. So it's only like 6 o'clock your time. So there we go. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th, 4-3 Dodgers. But anytime you end up having a stream that's kind of late, that starts at like 7 p.m. or later, sometimes it'll be a little limited, with the views and the viewership, but it doesn't matter. We're still going to have a good time. Let's see if I can throw up some photos here. I don't get really worked up, by all of the, of course you're going to want as many people as possible, but, every day is a different day. You can end up having 1,000 people and have 0 in donos. So, coulda, woulda, shoulda, it all depends on where you're looking at. So, but I mean, considering with limited people and we're almost at the dono goal, that's a fucking success. And I could have took today off and I didn't. So, sometimes you got to grind it out, right? And being able to spend time with the people that support on the channel, that's what it's about. When I type it in, this is what's kind of coming up. These are the type of things that you're looking at, or are you looking at something different? Because like when I type in his name, these are the images that are coming up. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. There we go. And that's what happens when you end up getting goats that come through to support. Some days we're going to have, a very low dono, day. Some days we're going to have, low on the viewership. But as long as I know that we're vibing, that's all that matters, regardless on how many people are there or where we're at on the donos. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. We hit the goal with limited people, and that's amazing. Thank you. Appreciate you very much. $19 dono to hit the goal, baby. Let's go. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. And with the addition of people like DX and Reefer, you guys have made a big difference on the channel. And sometimes that's all you need, is to be able to have a couple good, mods, to be able to set the example to show how it's done, and then being able to get a couple more, down the road. So I appreciate you very much. Nice. I'm a big cartoon guy. Like I said, all the way from the 80s with G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, X-Men 97, Batman, the animated series. I'm going now with like Rick and Morty and The Simpsons and Family Guy and King of the Hill. But then I do watch some of these Star Wars ones, but I haven't watched them all. Do you have any of them that you would recommend? Line Drive, One Away. But if it's anything Star Wars, I'm interested. So. Ground ball to Paez, throw to first, 2 away. Oh, cool. I know you're a gamer as well, so. Heck yeah, that's cool. But if you got any recommendations on any of the animated Star Wars that I should be watching, let me know. Obviously, I've watched all the movies and all the spin-offs with like The Mandalorian and then the most recent with The Acolyte. But if it's anything Star Wars, I mean, I collect a lot of the action figures and the toys from the 80s and then to current stuff that's out now. Bottom of the 7th, 4-3 Dodgers, 2 outs, 1-1 pitch. Chopper towards third, throw to first. Got him. Wow. Alec Boehm with the great throw. End of the 7th, 4-3 Dodgers. Oh, okay. Yeah, you got me here playing like Nintendo, fucking PS2, Nintendo 64. I don't have. I got like PS1, 2, 3, 4, and then I had a 4 and I gave it to somebody that was sick and that wasn't in a very good position. But I don't have any of the next gen systems yet. I've been trying to get all my stuff paid off, and I got a credit card that I'm trying to work on, trying to get a used truck. But at some point, I'm gonna get a PS5 or an Xbox. So. To the top of the 8th. We'll see who's up next here for the Phillies. What's your favorite game that you're playing right now? And what system are you playing it on? Next up for the Phillies, 1 for 3 with a run and 2 Ks. DHing for Philadelphia, Kyle Schwarber. Batting second, shortstop, Trey Turner. And batting third, first baseman, BH, Bryce Harper. Let's go, baby. We might not be able to get to the likes goal, and the viewership might be a little underwhelming, but we hit the goal on the donos, and that's probably the most important thing. So we need 7 more likes to get to 20. I don't know if we're going to get there. We need 6 more before the stream ends, which I think is possible. At the very, very least, we want to be at least at 20. But again, I know sometimes when we end up having a later stream, it'll be up and down. Britt in the building. How are you? What are you doing awake, Britt? Midnight, 12:13. And again, I was thinking about taking today off, but I figured I would do the Dodger game for my dad. And plus, this is one of the best matchups in the MLB as far as, 2 quality teams. This might be an ALCS preview. So, Britt is in the building. I missed you. You can't sleep. Well, I'm here. You can stare at my face. Look at some cool pictures. Talk to us. Pitch in the zone for a strike. You have a good day yesterday? You had a lot of me time? Pitches outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. And we'll be live tomorrow at 6:30 Pacific for the Tigers and the Mariners. And it seems like, the next day that we're going to have off might be next Monday. So we're going to be grinding it out pretty much every day. Now, the only person that has an early time right now is Matt in Hawaii, where it's 6:14. But for everyone else, it's 9:14, 11:14, or 12:14 past midnight. So, but I appreciate everyone coming through and hanging out. I mean, regardless of what time it is, sometimes you can't sleep or you just want to vibe and hang out. And again, it's always good vibes only here. Top of the 8th, 4-3 Dodgers, 1-2 pitch. Pitches outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wild pitch there by Banda. My God. Count is full, 3-2 count. Schwarber 1 for 3 with a single and a run. And this game hasn't disappointed. It's not, 1-0. Phillies have won all 3 games in Philadelphia. So definitely interested to see if the Dodgers can pull out a victory here. And only walked them. But again, the bullpen might be the bugaboo for the Dodgers if they can't get it going here. Okay. Why can't you live closer to me, Britt? Golly. Are you excited for this weekend for Chase and NASCAR? 4 races left until the playoff. Super excited. Pitches outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Top of the 8th with a runner at first. Next up, the former Dodger, Trey Turner. See if he can do some damage against his former team. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Popped up. Paez is there. 1 away. Next up for the Phillies, 1 for 3 with 2 Ks. First baseman, Bryce Harper. You're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Destiny, fate. Distance is only a thing. It's kind of like age, right? Say age is only a number. I mean, distance, obviously is a hurdle, that a lot of people can't overcome. But sometimes things are meant to be, You only live once. Top of the 8th, 4-3 Los Angeles. Runner at first with 1 out, 1-0 pitch from Banda to Bryce Harper. Yes, that's true. Very true. One day. One-0 pitch. Pitches outside. Big swing and a miss. 1-1 count to Bryce Harper. Horizon Forbidden West, PS4 and 5. And you play on the 5. What kind of game is it? Is it like RPG? Is it like a first-person shooter? You want to give me a little breakdown of what the game is about or what it is? Big swing and a miss. 1-2 count. Nice slider there. Bryce can't believe it. And they're running out of time here. They need to be able to get something going here in the top of the 8th or the top of the 9th. Otherwise, it's going to end 4-3 Dodgers. 1-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I'm a type of person, too. I'm extremely loyal. I don't play games. If I got my heart set on somebody, if I like somebody, that's the only person I'm thinking about or I'm talking to. Big punch out. There's a lot of people out there that like to talk to a bunch of different people. I don't have the energy or the mental capacity to do that, to tell my day to 10 different people. No thanks, But everything I say is true, Britt. Top of the 8th, 4-3, Dodgers. Bohm with a single to right. There we go. Now they're starting to get onto a little bit of groove here. Nice hit by Alec Bohm, the third baseman. Next up, Duck Dynasty's finest center fielder, Brandon Marsh. Open world action RPG. Nice. I used to play Final Fantasy VII back in the day, and I kind of like a little bit of everything. I did the Metroid, Mega Man, a little bit. It kind of just depends on what I'm feeling. And then obviously Zelda on 64. Some of those like open area games, and now with you see stuff on like PS4 and PS5 and Xbox. With the graphics and how things have gone. I like vintage gaming, but again, if I ended up having a PS5, I know I would be playing it every day. So. But again, when you have dreams and goals and you got a pup that you have to take care of that's like your daughter, sometimes video games has to take a back seat, especially when I got to read and do film study for the channel. Got to take care of the pup, make sure that she has a great life. I ended up going to Petco today, based on some of your guys' donos, and got her a new bone, and I got her a new little kind of fox, toy that's got the squeakers in it. Skunk fox combo. So she's very happy today. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is low and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Red Dead Redemption 1-2. Again, if I had time, that would be something that I could be, there's certain games I feel, you could always play like sports and like wrestling games and whatnot, but sometimes being able to, those have good replay value. But sometimes when you get into like the RPG type stuff or open world stuff, the possibilities are almost endless. Or if it's got like online with multiplayer too, then it's like, then you can do like the missions, like Grand Theft Auto, or if you want to go online, it kind of just depends on what, vibe you're feeling. 3-1 pitch from Banda to Brandon Marsh, got in there for a strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes, should have been probably a walk there. Oh, sounds cool. Sounds like something that I actually would play. I did watch Raw tonight. Got him! Like I said, I live here in Oregon, so I get a replay after everyone gets it at 5 o'clock Pacific. I get it here at 8 o'clock, but I usually have a link, and usually some of these like sports links, some of them have WWE, also an AEW. So if I end up, going that, then I can actually watch at the same time as people in the Midwest and the East Coast. So when it was like 5 and I was prepping for the stream with the thumbnail, I did turn it on. Saw that Randy Orton is going to face Gunther for part 2. And obviously the breakdown of SummerSlam and, the new members of the Judgment Day, and Carlito's there. And then you obviously got Dom and Liv a part of it now. And but I didn't get a chance to watch like the last hour, but I did watch the first 2 hours, and then eventually on the DVR, I'll probably watch the last hour. So, me too. Yeah, but before like COVID happened, and I'm not even bullshitting, I never missed a Raw before COVID for 20 years. I literally watched it from like when Raw started. Every Raw, I watched it live, or on the DVR, but most of the time live. Same thing with SmackDown when that debuted in the late 90s. But then when COVID hit and it was like the virtual shit, it wasn't good. The booking was bad, and I stopped watching on a regular basis. But now I'm back, and then AEW was better than WWE during COVID, and I watched Dynamite all the time. Now, I occasionally watch Dynamite. They had blood and guts, and like Kenny Omega is wrestling, or Ospreay is wrestling, the Young Bucks, John Moxley, Dean Ambrose, Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson. If it's one of my favorites, if Jericho or some of these guys are on, I'll tune in. But AEW will never be as good as WWE anymore. But But one thing is for sure, if you don't watch NXT on a regular basis, it doesn't matter, but I think SmackDown is obviously show number 2. Most of the time, that's must-see TV, but not as good as Raw. Raw is like the best wrestling show that's on out of all wrestling shows. And then SmackDown usually ends up being pretty good. It's like, Raw is like normally a 9 or a 10, and then SmackDown is usually like an 8 or a 9, occasionally a 10. So, oh, sorry. No spoilers. Well, Randy Orton in the beginning. All right, Shohei Ohtani is up. She said, "Shoosh, no spoilers." Shohei, it's showtime, baby, and he's gone. Let's go. Shohei Ohtani with some late homer heroics. That's why Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge are the 2 best players currently in MLB. Even though Britt is a Red Sox fan and hates Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, let's go. Nice job. 5-3 Dodgers. Let's go. Hell yeah. That was awesome. Nice job, Showtime. That's how you end up making the big bucks when you get paid millions and millions of dollars. You come up big in the biggest moments against your rival. Nice job, Shohei Ohtani. Japan in the building. My cousin. Ballin'. Let's go. Hell yeah. That's that spark of energy that I needed. My dad's been a Dodger fan since the 50s, so by being a Red Sox fan, Dodgers taking a lot of your players and back and forth, I get it. Lauren in the building, what's good? Late dog, Canada dog. I ended up ordering a Randy Macho Man NWO Wolfpack toy from 1999 from a guy in Ontario today. He was selling the vintage 1999 toy with chair, right? Including shipping, $15. The figure itself was worth 15, right? So I got the chair that's worth about $10 and shipping for free. So I said, yes, please. Can't wait to get it. I'm a big toy guy. It's the first eBay purchase I've made in 2 years. Crazy. Nice job, Shohei. Britt's like, I hate the Yankees. I hate the Dodgers. So you got Red Sox, Patriots, and who else do you represent? Yeah, I know, man. I mean, I'm 42, even though I don't look 42. I'm always going to be a college kid, as far as my vibe and and at heart. But I know mentally, I like to learn, and I feel like I'm a little bit wiser based on the age. I like to learn from people that are my age and older, as well as the younger generations as well. But 25-year-old figure. I mean, I guess it can't really be considered. It's new vintage, not old vintage. I guess old vintage would be more like, stuff from like the 50s into the 80s. But I mean, when it's 1999 and we're in 2024 and it's a 25-year-old figure, I guess you are starting to get a little bit more vintage, NWO and DX was quite a long time ago, Oh, yes, he will. My dad taught at the high school for like 40 years, and was like, I don't know, necessarily like voted on, but like as one of like the coolest laid back teachers, like the most popular teacher in the school for 30 or 40 years. That's a pretty hard thing to do. But again, also too, he's kind of hippie. He's laid back. He had like Jim Carrey and like Homie the Clown, like posters in the classroom. He's definitely a unique one of one. Will Smith popped up. I mean, I don't got too many people that are heroes in my life. My dad and King Griffey Jr. for 2 different reasons. Yeah, no, vintage isn't really necessarily things that are in the late 90s, but I mean, 25 years, I guess it just depends as far as being a toy collector or a sport and memorabilia collector. Obviously, you go back to the older times, 50s, 60s, 70s. Depends on what you're looking at. 70s with the steel curtain of the Steelers, 80s with the Niners, 90s with the Cowboys, and then you go to the 2000s, and again, it's like kind of crazy to think that 1999 was 25 years ago. Like, to me, 1999 was like 5 to 10 years ago, but I know it's not, but that's how time goes. Yeah, my dad will love you. 100. Appreciate you, Lauren, with the like and the share on the post. Top of the ninth, 5-3 Dodgers. Last opportunity for the Phillies. It's a late one for most of y'all. 9:30 Pacific here, 6:30 for Matt in Hawaii, right? And for everyone else, it's either 11:30 or 12:30, but I appreciate you hanging out with your boy. Next up for the Phillies, 1 for 3 with a run and a K, right fielder Nick Castellanos. Batting second baseman Bryson Stott. And batting third, left fielder Austin Hayes. Let's go Dodgers. Appreciate you, Lauren. And we got the Tigers tomorrow, and then I believe the Mets. So I'll be streaming pretty much every day this month. I think the next possible day off we'll have is the Mariners will be off next Monday. And I think the Dodgers with Clayton Kershaw is pitching. So I'll probably end up doing that stream also. So, it'll probably only be a day or two off all month. And that'll probably be that way until February. So we're going to be grinding very, very heavy. Lots of baseball, lots of football. We'll transition to Seattle Kraken hockey when the time is right. And then hopefully one day I'll be able to do NASCAR streams again. But definitely Mariners have priority. But I definitely watch every NASCAR stream. But again, if we can get the right fan base to do it together, then that'd be great. Nice. I heard it's really good. And I would love to go see that. I haven't gone to the movie theater at all this year. I went last year. But that would be definitely something that I would pay for to watch. And I've heard that it got good reviews. I know they say fucking it like 115 times or something. So compared to like other ones, not Guardians of the Galaxy and some of these other, movies in the Marvel DC world, say it maybe a couple times. But, they got good chemistry with both of them. So Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool is probably one of the best not famous characters that's had success in the superhero realm. Just like, Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace, cancer sucks, obviously with Black Panther. I think those are the two that I don't think people thought that they were going to blow up, and they did. And those are two of the best movies, in that cinematic universe. So I can watch Black Panther over and over and enjoy it. And obviously the soundtrack is a big part of it too. So awesome, DX. Top of the ninth, 5-3 Dodgers with no outs. Castellanos 1 for 3 with a triple and a run. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch, fouled back behind the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But it felt really good to be able to do something nice for Paisley. For me, it's cool to be able to get a wrestling figure for the first time in 2 years. Getting an NWO Wolfpack Macho Man with the chair and adding it to my Hollywood Hogan and my Kevin Nash and my Scott Hall and my NWO Wolfpack Sting and DDP. To add another one to the collection. But I'll tell you what. Being able to see my dog, my pup, happy and being able to get her toys and bones, that there's no better feeling than that. Period. She's the best. 3-2 pitch. Chopper towards third. Foul. We got to 100 and donos. A successful day. Obviously late stream, limited views. Limited on the like column, a little bit lower on both of those categories, but to be able to hit the dono goal, that's obviously going to be more important than the other two. So thank you guys. Leadoff base hit for Castellanos, single to right. Phillies trying to get on board here, making it interesting. All right, Nick, I see you. Next up, in the top of the ninth with no outs, second baseman Bryson Stott. We're at 100. Let's get to 2. And even if we don't, we'll say it. And again, we'll be live tomorrow at 6:30 Pacific for the Tigers and the Mariners. So we should be able to beat them up, but we can't get too cocky and overconfident because no matter who you play, if you don't bring it, you can end up getting beat by a team like the Tigers or the White Sox. So hopefully we'll be focused. No Julio or JP yet, but I think we can still get 2 out of 3. And if we're lucky, maybe we'll get a sweep on them. Stott popped up to third, 1 away. And I heard that they have some really cool props and memorabilia that you can buy with like the popcorn stuff, the cups, the blankets, and the throw stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff that you can buy at the theater or, get as part of the movie. And I always like when they do like collectible stuff for a movie, Some stuff you're just going to throw away, but some stuff you can actually take home depending on like how good it's made and whatnot. Popped up, 2 away. Bryson Stott, sorry. Hayes, sorry. And here we go. Last opportunity in the top of the ninth. Runner at first with 2 outs. 5-3 lead with the Shohei Ohtani homer. 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. Garrett Stubbs, the catcher. And realistically, this will be the last out. I'd be shocked if he homered here and it was 5-5. Like the probability of that happening is like 1%. But you never know. I just said it, so maybe it will happen. But I think this will be a 5-3 final. Popped up, and there it is. Leadoff hit, and bang, bang, bang. 3 pop-ups. Final score, Dodgers 5, Phillies 3. Let's go, Dodgers. Here we go. Hell yeah, my dad is happy. I'm happy. I got to go take Paisley for a long, long walk. And I appreciate all of y'all for coming through and showing some love. We'll get some Tay-Tay photos for Matt before we go, and then we will be out. And then anything else that you want to be able to see, DX, before we go, I got you as well. Final score, Dodgers 5, Phillies 3. And this is the first time that they've been able to beat the Phillies all year. Philadelphia won all 3 matchups in Philadelphia earlier in July. So first win against the Phillies so far this season for LA. Shout out to all the people that liked, subbed, donated, commented, shared. I appreciate you. I was hoping that we could at least get to 20 likes before the stream ends, but I don't know if we're going to get there. Let me see where we're at. Views were a little limited. We're 4 likes away. I know someone's got a double account or a backup account. 3 likes away. Do we have a chance to be able to get 3 more likes before I end? I don't know. But I would love to be able to get to 20 before we end the stream. We're at 17. I know some of y'all got backup accounts. Help your boy out. Three more likes to hit the goal. All right, no worries. I got you. Go Ducks. We're taking over the Big Ten. And obviously, if you got Georgia and Ohio State over us, that's fine. We're better than Texas. So it's really going to come down to Texas is a good team and they're number 4. But if Ohio State fucks up in any kind of way, Oregon will be right there with Georgia. And obviously Georgia's great, but it just kind of feels that, if Dylan Gabriel wins the Heisman this year, we're going to win it all. There's a good chance that we can end up beating Texas, Georgia, or Ohio State. So, but again, we got to go out there and do it first. Talking about it is one thing, but I feel that we have a very good chance out of anybody, and those are the 4 best teams: Texas, Oregon, Ohio State, and Georgia. And one of those 4 teams is going to win the Natty, period. But just because we haven't done it before doesn't mean that we won't get it done. And plus, we got a better quarterback than any of the other quarterbacks from Texas, Ohio State, and Georgia. I mean, everyone can debate, but if Gabriel has the type of season that I think that he's going to have, he'll be better than the other quarterbacks from those 3 schools. And if that's the case, then we're going to have a very good chance with our defense and all of our transfers, to have some magic happen this coming season. No, Bo, they didn't draft Bo to be. They're going to implement him and try to make him like a Baker Mayfield, Drew Brees. So again, you don't have anybody else on the team that can even start. Like it's already done. Bo is the starter. You know what I mean? Period. There is no debate. There is no question. It doesn't matter if you're an Oregon fan or a Bronco fan. It's very clear. You don't draft a guy at that particular position and thinking that you're going to compare him to like Drew Brees and Baker Mayfield with the type of skill set, to be able to get it done, to not play a guy like that. So that's how it's going to go. It's just going to be tough as far as supporting cast, and if Bo fails, it's not going to be just his fault. It's going to be the team that is around him. It may take a little time to build it, but it's not going to be necessarily his fault. They just need to have a stronger team. All right, well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. You guys are the fucking best. DX, Lauren, Matt, Britt, everyone else. I love you, and I appreciate you. Thank you to all the people that came in, like Megan as well, that liked, sub, donated, commented, and shared. And obviously Megan with the $60 dono to get us started right out of the gates, got us to get to this number. And then a big dono by DX with the 19 to hit us from 81 to 100. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you. Final score, Dodgers 5, Phillies 3. Shohei Ohtani with that late homer, baby. And I love it. And I'll be live tomorrow, 6:30 Pacific, for the Tigers and the Mariners. Go Dodgers, go Mariners. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Okay.